What's up, guys? It's Sports Blitz here, and we're back with our Week 2 NFL predictions. Week 1 was definitely eventful, to say the least. It was pretty crazy. But we're gonna go ahead and get on into these. I went 10-6 for Week 1, so I'd say pretty solid. I think anytime you can predict double-digit games correctly in any given week, I'd say that's a win. So 10-6 right now. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. Starting off with the Thursday night game, the Bills travel to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Now the Dolphins are dealing with a couple injuries. Obviously, Raheem Mostert will be out for this game. Devon Achane, we don't know yet. I would say probably expect him to play, but we don't know for sure. I'm predicting this as if he is going to play. I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins here. I feel like, I know last year the Bills swept the Dolphins, but I feel like the Bills have taken a significant step backwards this year because of, losing Stephon Diggs, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, Tre'Davious White. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't Matt Milano injured as well? I want to say he's injured for a while. Just so many pieces taken away from the Bills right now. I think this is just going in the Dolphins' favor. So then we have the Jets taking on the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to go with the Jets here. I do expect a very defensive game, much like the Titans and Bears game. Still don't know how the Bears came back and won. Definitely won by their defense and special teams. I think the Jets are overall just a much better team. I mean, they've got a really good defense. They've got some real offensive playmakers in Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. Honestly, Tyler Conklin's not an awful tight end. And now they have a quarterback that can actually throw. Once again, I expect a defensive game. I think this game will actually be relatively close, but I am taking the Jets here. So then we have the Browns at Jaguars. I'm going to go with the Jaguars here. The Browns offense specifically looked, well, really both sides of the ball really looked lost on Sunday. I know the Cowboys are a good team, but Deshaun Watson looked awful. The defense wasn't looking good. Obviously, Chubb is still hurt, so he's very clearly not going to be playing in this game. And honestly, I think the Jags are going to be pretty good this year. That's all I have to say about that. This next one, I'm not even going to take a lot of time. It's going to be the Ravens. I don't see any way the Raiders go into Baltimore and pull off an upset against the Ravens. Next game, Steelers travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. I'm going to go with the Steelers here. I think they have an elite defense. Justin Fields honestly played solid on Sunday. I feel like he was playing a much better defense than the Broncos as well. Much more challenging team. George Pickens had a good game. He'll be matching up with Patrick Surtain. I think TJ Watt specifically is going to cause nightmares for Bo Nix. I like Bo Nix. I think he can still grow into a good player, but I'd be kind of surprised if the Steelers don't come away from this game with, less than 3 picks. So, Steelers right there. Then we have one of the more exciting games this week. We have the Bengals in Arrowhead taking on the Chiefs. Now, I am going to go with the Chiefs right off the bat. But I will say the Bengals tend to start off the season really slow. I mean, I feel like every season it feels like they're starting off 0 and 2 or 0 and 3, and then they start just winning and winning. Well, they're not going to be able to start slow in this game against the Chiefs and have a shot. Just plain and simple. So I'm going to go Chiefs. Then we have the Colts at the Packers. Packers with no Jordan Love. Malik Willis will be starting instead. Because of that, I'm going to go with the Colts. I think the Packers have a shot, but I think Malik Willis is going to turn the ball over too much. And honestly, I feel like the Colts offense will be able to capitalize on that. I still believe Anthony Richardson is going to be a good quarterback in this league. So then we have the Chargers in Carolina taking on the Panthers. And as a Panthers fan, I hope you guys can see the pain in my eyes. Like, week one was atrocious. Like, it's rough being a Panthers fan. And as much as I want to have hope and say the Panthers win this, no. The Chargers are winning this all the way. Derek Brown is out for the season. Very obviously their best run defender. They don't have a pass rush. It's just bad all around. Bryce Young doesn't look good. And honestly, the biggest concern for them right now, in my opinion, is their D-line. Teams are going to be able to run the ball down their throats, and I think J.K. Dobbins is in for another massive game. So I think the Chargers win this. And honestly, I could see it being another blowout against the Panthers. I really can. I think it's going to be rough. Then we have the Seahawks at the Patriots. This is actually kind of an intriguing game for me. Patriots won week one against the Bengals. Their defense was looking really good. Jacoby Brissett was making the throws he needed to. The Seahawks looked all right. Specifically in the second half, they looked really good. I think the Patriots having home field advantage here with honestly a better defense than the Broncos for this game. I'm gonna go ahead and lean Patriots here. Patriots with the upset. Yeah, I'm gonna go Patriots. Then we have Caleb Williams taking on C.J. Stroud. I mean, the two best wide receiver trios in the league going against each other. Now for the Bears, I don't know for sure what's going on. I saw today that both Keenan Allen and Rome Odunze were injured, and I don't know the severity of it, if either or both of them are going to be out. I'm still expecting them to start and play. I am going to go with the Texans, though. I think they're a really, really good team. I think they're going to get... Honestly, I still see them getting deep into the playoffs this year. I think they're a really good team. And honestly, this is only Caleb Williams' second game. All right? You got to temper expectations a little bit. So... Then we have the Niners at Minnesota taking on the Vikings. Sam Darnold looked really good last week. Now, I know it was against the Giants, and the Giants are probably the second worst team in the league right now, behind Carolina. But, again, Sam Darnold had, 10 straight completed passes to start the game. 128-6. I think the Niners are going to be a little bit tougher of a team than the Giants. And I am going to go with the Niners regardless if Christian McCaffrey plays or not. Yeah, I think this is... I don't see a way the Vikings upset them, but I do think it'll be a better matchup than I thought coming into this season. Then we have the Saints taking on the Cowboys. Once again, the Saints absolutely annihilated the Panthers in every area. Offense, defense, special teams. I mean, even their kick returns and punt returns were going longer than the Panthers. Like, every little thing about this game, the Saints were doing better than the Panthers. And again, I know it's the Panthers, but still, a 47-10 win against any team is impressive, and you got to give them credit. That said, Dallas kind of also put a whooping on the Browns, and I personally have higher expectations of Dallas this year than the Saints. If the Saints win this game, then we've got to understand they could be a real serious team. I do expect, a little bit of a fight, but I do think Dallas wins this probably, I'm expecting something like 27-23, somewhere in that range. I don't expect it to be an absolute blowout. I think the Saints hold their own. Then we have probably the most boring game of the week in the Giants at Commanders. Jaden Daniels looked alright against the Bucks. However, their defense didn't. Their defense looked atrocious. I don't think Jaden Daniels looked phenomenal, but he definitely showed he's gonna be a dual threat quarterback. He showed poise, was completing a lot of his passes. I thought he looked good. I'm going to go with the Commanders to win this game. Now, this is going to be my second upset of the week, my first really big upset. I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to beat the Lions in Detroit. Baker Mayfield looked just incredible week one. He looked like the best quarterback in football week one. Absolutely diced up that Commanders defense. And I don't really see it as a fluke. I think Baker is really good. I think he's going to solidify himself as a top 10 quarterback this year. That's my bold prediction for this year. So I'm going to say the Bucs get an upset against Detroit. I think they've got to be feeling some type of way after losing to them in the playoffs last year, and I think they get a win here. Then we have the Rams taking on the Arizona Cardinals. The Rams are dealing with a couple injuries right now. Obviously, Puka Nacua and Steve Avila going on IR. Those are huge losses for them, but they still have Kyren Williams. They'll still be able to run the ball really well. They still have Cooper Kupp. Any time you have Matt Stafford, you have a shot to win. I mean, Matt Stafford is an amazing quarterback. I will say this about the Cardinals. They really held their own against the Bills. For the majority of that game, I thought the Cardinals were going to get the upset. I wasn't actively watching that game. I was focused more on my Panthers getting blown out. But when I looked at the end and saw that the Bills won that game, I was thoroughly shocked. I didn't expect it. Because the Cardinals were playing so well early on. So I do expect a really, really good game here. I am going to go with the Rams. Wouldn't be shocked if the Cardinals pull this off. Honestly, I'm expecting a high-scoring game. I think both teams score 25 or more. I think it's going to be a good one. I really do. And then our Monday night game, we have the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. This could be a good one. I was more excited for this game coming into the season. I'm going to be honest, I was crazy high on the Falcons this offseason. I had them going 12-5. That's how high I was on them. I thought they were going to absolutely obliterate teams with Bijan Robinson. Kirk Cousins, honestly, is a really good quarterback, too. I thought they were going to get Kyle Pitts involved really well. And honestly, I thought they had a killer defense. I still think they have a good defense. I mean, they kept Pittsburgh out of the end zone, but they also let them get 6 field goals. So they were moving the ball on them. Definitely bend but don't break. But I also think the Eagles have a much higher powered offense than the Steelers. So it's definitely going to be a bigger challenge for them. But I will say I'm going to go with the Eagles here. Okay? I think their offense is high powered enough that it's going to cause issues for the Falcons defense. But I will say I think the Steelers have a better defense than the Eagles. And I think the Falcons are going to score more points than they did week 1. So I'm expecting like a 17-21 sort of win for the Eagles here. So let me know what you think of these predictions in the comment section below. Go ahead and leave yours if you'd like. Again, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Later.